Then you see a pack of Hell's Angels going by, people are going to want to look. Next thing you know, cars. Because they're just staring at us and not paying attention to stop traffic.
If you wanted to break the law on an everyday norm, you should have joined a street gang. That's what they're known for. That's what they do. You're not allowed to steal cars on my block. We steal those cars.
I mean, it was so bad by us in Vegas. I was in the pool swimming, and the guys came back. Hey, Pee-wee, the cops are here. They want to talk to you. I said, well, go talk to them. Find out what they want. And they came back. They go, they want to talk to you.
Typically, if you leave the club, if you haven't been in for 10 years, you're automatically out there.
Got put out in 2006. Back in 2007, wound up going into Cannon. 2011. Came out of there. I had 4.5 years to walk off with zero support from that club.
Welcome to this episode of Chattin with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today we're going to talk about Predator with a Patch. It's a crazy situation, and we're going to get into how do these predators make it through to be club members, and what happens if they get caught or when they get caught. But we're going to expose some of them right now. We got, I think, 3 or 4 that we're going to expose today. And these people are the bottom of the barrel, and they need to be exposed. So a lot of them get exposed when, they get caught in a sting, but we got a pretty bad one for you guys. And it seems like we'll explain the story in a minute. But first, we're going to talk about this guy. This guy was with the Comancheros in Australia, I believe. His name is Hakan. I can't pronounce his last name. Hakan Ayik. So Hakan, a $3.8 million fleet of exotic supercars were seized from a biker gang, and now they're used for Turkish police cars. So they seized a bunch of Lamborghinis and Ferraris, and now the police are using them as cop cars. Australia's most wanted man has finally been arrested by Turkish police. The drug trafficker was a member of Australia's notorious Comancheros MC. His fleet of supercars won't go to waste because the Turkish police have converted them. Anytime a multi-million-dollar fleet of supercars makes the news is a good day. In particular, especially fascinating when authorities manage to find them and convert them. That's exactly what happened with the Turkish police force. Believe us, this collection is truly a sight to behold. So it's insane. They have Ferraris and all these crazy different supercars. And they converted them to police cars now. So the Comancheros Motorcycle Club, before we get into the vehicles that were seized, it's important to understand how we got here. The Comancheros Motorcycle Club was formed in Australia in 1968. A Scottish immigrant called William Ross established the MC in Sydney, New South Wales. The Comancheros MC quickly became despised for their violent, aggressive reputation, owing to frequent brawls. In the 1980s, the new chapter of the club was established in Sydney, suburb of Birch Grove. This particular detail is important because this would ultimately lead to the club's implosion. The Breakaway Club established ties with the Banditos, a Texas-based biker gang that dealt drugs. Birch Grove Breakaway chapter would eventually be patched over as Banditos' first Australian chapter. In September 1984, the two clubs would clash during an event that will be known for the Milpera massacre. 7 people would die, 4 Comancheros, 2 banditos, and an innocent teenager. Her name was Leanne Walters. So this guy was a drug trafficker. The subject of today's story is a man who's been arrested by Turkish police. Let me show you this guy. So Hakan, an Australian drug trafficker born with Turkish parents, he was described in 2021 as Australia's most wanted man. When he was a boy, he studied high school in Cosgrove, New South Wales, and his classmates just so happened to be the future Comancheros president. The drug trafficking activities have long been linked with the Comancheros Motorcycle Club, but unfortunately, it's not a good business activity for this individual. In 2010, he became known as a Facebook gangster for flaunting his lifestyle on social media. And that brings us to today, when he was finally been arrested. Police in Istanbul, Turkey, finally arrested him and 36 others on charges of drug trafficking and money laundering. But the story doesn't end there. The Turkish authorities put the cars to good use. The Australian drug trafficker doesn't have to worry about his supercars gathering dust because the Turkish authorities are putting them to good use. Hakan has a car collection of around 21 in his fleet, and the Turkish police are using them. They're putting lights on them, including some cars, which a Ferrari 488 GTB goes 205 miles an hour. It's insane. It has a V8 engine. Here, I'll show you guys a picture of this. It's pretty crazy that the police would take these cars and convert them into police cars. So this is the Ferrari right here. They have lights on the top and everything. Insane. What do you guys think of this situation? That they even used the Cybertruck. They even took a Cybertruck and put lights on it. So let's see here. The collection of supercars doesn't end there either. Among the cars include an all-electric Porsche Cayenne Turbo. It's an incredibly impressive car capable of 0 to 60 in just 2.7 seconds. The confiscated collection also includes a luxury Bentley Continental GT. Several of the cars are luxury Mercedes models, Audi RS6. They say that crime doesn't pay, but for the Turkish police, it appears that's the opposite. He even had a Cybertruck confiscated. So that's pretty crazy. But anyway, let's get to the subject at hand with these disturbing individuals. Biker News Canada, how are you? Thank you for joining me today. I appreciate you. Can't wait to get you on, man, and hear your crazy story. So I don't know if everyone remembers this guy. This is the guy that was arrested down in Florida in a sting operation. And then we got this guy, which I'm not sure if he's a full patch member of the Hells Angels, but he's definitely at least a prospect because his cut says Hells Angels on it. And this guy's in a world of trouble. The police are looking at him pretty heavy right now. So, man arrested, accused of sending hundreds of unwanted explicit pictures of himself. But wait, it gets worse. Tulsa, Oklahoma. Tulsa Police Department said a man was arrested and is accused of sending hundreds of unwanted, sexually explicit pictures of himself, multiple victims. The 39-year-old victim told police, well, police officers began an incident exposure with electronic device investigation on February 19th. The 39-year-old victim told police that around 10 years ago, Christopher Suder, her biological brother, sent her sexually explicit pictures and video of himself. The victim told their mother and stopped all contact with Suder. The victim said Suder started sending her sexually explicit pictures and video of himself again after their mother died in 2021. The victim told police while she and Suder were discussing memorial shirts for their mother's death, he sent her photos of their mother on Facebook Messenger asking to choose one for the shirt. Suder then told the victim to scroll up higher. And there were multiple pictures of his genitalia. The victim said Suder had sent countless explicit pictures and videos over the years. Suder also used 10 to 15 fake accounts with different names to send messages. Suder started sending messages from another fake account on February 16th. The victim gave investigators a screenshot of a picture of Suder's hand on his bare genitals. The second victim told police the suspect had been sending unwanted, explicit pictures and videos for 5 to 6 years. She said that he had sent hundreds of messages, including of his genitals. A third victim was found who said she was not related to the suspect, but has been friends with him since they were born. She said around 2 years ago, Suder sent unwanted pictures and videos. She told Suder to stop, but he would continue sending the messages. The third victim had a screenshot of a fully naked picture of the suspect, which included his face and tattoos on his chest, stomach, and hand. Police said other victims may be reluctant to come forward with information in this case, such as these. If you are a victim receiving unwanted sexually explicit material, police encourage you to call and file a report. Now, this is insane. It's his own sister. Like, what causes you to do something like that? But wait, it gets worse. So in another case, we are going to talk about this guy. So this guy is the most disgraceful human being ever. Former Oklahoma Bikers Against Child Abuse member charged with child S crimes. Well, what do you know? Richard Davis West, 41, former member of Bikers Against Child Abuse, or BACA, has recently been charged with lewd and lascivious acts to proposals to a child under 16. Investigators said West is also facing counts of child P charges. Crazy. Richard David West, the former member, was recently charged. Investigators said West also faced child P charges after images were found on his phone along with inappropriate messages. While West is from Holdensville, the alleged crimes happened in Pottawatomie County, where he was being booked into jail. The district attorney reports his actions span over years. I became aware of this through one of my investigators. Told me that the guy involved with BACA had been introduced to a child. He believed the child was 12 at the time, though an ongoing case in Sumley County. The district attorney said that where she met this man who was introduced to her, someone she could trust. He came as a position of protection for her. Then he ended up becoming her abuser. BACA, Oklahoma, and International says soon after it found out about these allegations, they cut ties with West. They released a statement. BACA, Oklahoma, and International was recently made aware of the allegations against a now former member. We regret to hear of this reported and unacceptable actions of this individual. And they represent a violation of the core of our organization's mission, which is to empower children to not be afraid of the world in which they live in. West was also a city council for Holdenville. Well, I don't put too much faith in council members anymore now that they have this guy as a city councilman in New Jersey. Like, all faith in all this councilman shit, hell no. Nope. Insane. But this guy was on the team to try to protect kids, and he turns around and does this type of shit. It is a scary world we live in. Craig, how are you doing? Thanks for joining me. Lindsay, thank you for joining me. I appreciate everything you do. Ghost Eagle Guardian, how are you? Thank you guys all for joining me today. I appreciate it. Now, the question I have is, how do these people, oh wait, we can't forget this guy. He rode with the Pagans Motorcycle Club down in Florida. He got caught in an sting operation. And I'm going to show you that video. We're going to get into it. But how do these people slip through the cracks is my question. Like, are the angels going to deal with this guy? Or like, how do they slip through the cracks? This guy's got a cut on. He represents the club, right? And he's out there doing wild stuff like this. Is that not a bad look on the club? 100% it is. I believe it is. And what happens when these people get caught for this type of behavior? Let's check out this video. You guys remember this from before. And then there's another guy. There's another guy. Shout out to the bikers group, Bikers Against Predators on Facebook. Matter of fact, here, let's check out this video.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger. Because
sorry for the
supplies for every industry, even
commercial
fine products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery.
Here, I'll put it back on when the commercial's over. Hit that like button. Subscribe. Hit the notification bell. There's another guy with the Los Diablos who was arrested. And he was the president of the club. Now that's insane. He was the president of the club. Let's see. I mean, if he's the president, he can, finagle stuff, I guess, right? President of the Omaha Motorcycle Club accused of violating ex-offender registry. President of the Los Diablos Motorcycle Club in Omaha was taken into custody Thursday after violating the ex-offender registry. Like, insane. That was in October of 2024. But, like, it's mind-blowing that they were even able to slip through the cracks. These people, it's insane. Crazy, fucking crazy. But anyway, let's get to this video.
New at 10, a man is behind bars after police say he was caught on camera trying to meet up with a child for sex. Alejandra Hernandez joins us in studio for more.
Now, Griffin, the police said in Paragould that Nathan Perkins thought he was meeting a child at a Paragould park, and it ended him with behind bars. I spoke to Paragould police about the group, about the encounter, and how it all happened.
Do you kind of know like what we'd be here to talk about today?
A conversation live streamed to thousands of viewers.
Probably. All right.
Ended with the arrest of a man now accused of child sex crimes. Bikers Against Predators is a group that baits online child predators and then exposes them on social media. On Saturday, the group came to Paragould, where 36-year-old Nathan Perkins thought he was meeting a 12-year-old child. The group uses pseudonyms to protect their identities. Boots is the organization's president.
Make sure you guys go check them out on Facebook and support them. They do great stuff. They go out there and catch these people. And they need people like that out there doing this because the cops ain't doing it. So go follow them on Facebook.
He said it takes months of work before they confront people like Perkins.
We put various decoy accounts on social media, talk to them as they're talking to us until they take that conversation down a road they probably shouldn't with somebody that is underage, and arrange meetups with
definitely
what they believe to be somebody that is under the age of 18.
Whatever I can do to help you, Biker News.
Lure the person and talk to them, all while it's being streamed on social media.
Basically just showing the community what's going on in the community. I think it's a bigger picture is that
Mountain Woman Craig, what's up?
It was 20 years ago.
Among those watching were Paragould police. Captain Jason Elms said they sent police to the spot as more people showed up to watch from a distance.
We were on standby the whole time, making sure that it stayed civil. The guys who were running this or doing this, they weren't breaking any laws.
And as police kept an eye, Boots said it gave them time to get a confession out of Perkins.
There's that one. Did you see that one group where they slap them and stuff? That one's funny. Like, that one's hilarious. I think it's on Facebook. I'm not sure, but it's definitely on X. Go check them out. They pop them in the face and right in the store and stuff. These people deserve it.
Confession would lead to Perkins' arrest.
It is an accomplishment to watch them get arrested. I think it's a win for us. It's never our mission is to have every case arrested, but it is definitely a great feeling to have them arrested.
Despite the outcome, Elm said these actions aren't something they encourage.
You never know what kind of person you're dealing with, what their mental status is, whether they're carrying weapons. So that's things you got to take in consideration when you deal with these kind of things.
Elm said after Perkins was arrested, he was Mirandized and he made more confessions to the police. Boots said now they will turn their evidence over to police as a checkmark is off their list with Perkins in jail.
According to the Bikers Against Predators website, Perkins was the 297th catch. And Griffin, the group's president said that all of this is to provide some awareness. And so the video had over thousands of views and thousands of shares. So I think that their goal was accomplished.
All right. Thank you, Alejandra. Perkins is being held at the Greene County Jail, charged with possession or use of child sexual abuse material and internet stalking of a child. There was no bond listed.
Good. He doesn't deserve any bond. He deserves to be thrown in general population and see if he can survive. All right, let's get down to this video. I know you guys remember this one. So my question is, for the people that were in motorcycle clubs or maybe are in motorcycle clubs, what do they do when they catch people in their club that do stuff like this?
There's Joseph DeBello. He's 46. He's from Wildwood. He's married. He's a plumber. He also said, let me see if I can find it here. He also said that he's a pagan. He's a member of an outlaw motorcycle group. Now, he said a lot of things, you know. They said he, by the way, he was super nice. He's a relatively new member of the Pagans. And he explained all of this. He was very proud of his outfit. They call it colors. See, we asked him about this, and he said, well, because I had this safety pin here, we thought maybe it was for big underwear or something. He said, when you have it like this, you're sending a message to all the other different motorcycle gangs that you're just passing through and you're peaceful and you don't want any problem. So he had his diaper pin, so he didn't want any problems, but he got problems. But he told our undercover, you see, there's rules about this jacket. The rule is that, well, no one is supposed to touch this jacket, okay, but the member, you see, no one. And you must turn the jacket inside out to hang it up. We chose not to do that too, why we're not touching it. He said that his wife was going to really be mad. And he used other words. Well, we called her. And guess what? He was right.
I know that cop is super disrespectful. Like, he has absolutely no respect. It's not the club's fault that this guy got arrested. You know? And like they say, when you're a member of one of these clubs, you represent the club when you're out there. So if you get caught doing some dumb shit, you're screwed. To your question, Staxx, it doesn't end well for the guy. If he's in a club, best turn himself in. Yeah, right.
She was really mad.
He's better off going to jail, right? He's better off going to jail, knocking on the door and say, let me in.
And to see, he's not been a member but just a few months. And here, now he's disparaged them. And the cops have one of their jackets. And they've been handling it. And, you know, we didn't hang it up backwards or any of the other rules that they have. But, hey, Joseph, I don't know how well you do plumbing business, but you don't do very well at following the rules with your outlaw motorcycle.
Days after a deadly shooting at the Los Diablos Motorcycle Club here in Omaha, the club's president has now been arrested for violating the Nebraska sex offender registry.
What? How is that possible? How is the president? How does he slip through the cracks? Huh?
Danny Robinson was allegedly using the motorcycle club's address as his permanent address listed on the registry. That's a violation. He was supposed to list his Omaha residence. Officials say Robinson was placed on the sex offender registry back in 1994 when he was convicted of first-degree sexual assault. Wow. The arrest comes a few days after 37-year-old Alexander Whitcomb was shot and killed right outside of the club.
Now, if someone's got charges like this, they are absolutely not allowed to join the club. Am I right? And, like, I got a lot of questions. And we're going to bring some people on so we can get them questions answered.
The shooting prompted calls for it to be shut.
The alleged victim is from here. Investigators say the two knew each other for years, and the case was uncovered in June.
I became aware of it through one of my investigators told me that there was a guy involved with BACA that had been introduced to a child, I believe she was about 12 at the time, through a ongoing case in Seminole County.
Richard West is accused of lewd or indecent acts or proposals to a child under 16. Investigators also say the former Holdenville city councilor had pornography of the child on his phone. West resigned from his counselor position on the 16th and could not be reached for comment.
He's a councilman. But remember what we think of councilmen. They are no good. And if you guys don't know, a lot of New Jersey people are stepping down because of John A. Light. And in other news, it seems that Sammy Gravano's own viewers are starting to turn on him. We're going to do a show where we read off some of his comments that he's been getting lately. And it's pretty wild what they are saying to Sammy Gravano. We're going to do a whole show about it. It is hilarious. Let's get back to the video.
We tried.
You've reached Richard West, also known as BACA XXX. I'm sorry I can't make it to the phone right now.
BACA Oklahoma and International says as soon as they found out about the allegations, they cut ties with West. We regret to hear of the reported and unacceptable actions of this individual, and they represent a violation of the core of our organization's mission, which is to empower children to not be afraid of the world in which they live. The allegations are disturbing. Court documents reveal inappropriate text messages and exchanges of a few photos and a couple videos between West and a 15-year-old girl.
Well, I think there's a special place in DOC for people that abuse the public trust, people that intentionally get into roles to deal with children and then end up abusing them. I think they need to be sent to DOC for a long time.
West will be in court again on September 10th at 1:30.
Hey, these people are absolutely the worst people out there. And then again, we got another one that we didn't even talk about yet. You guys remember the bandito that just got arrested. Let's get to that case of child P charges. Remember that guy? Yeah, we didn't talk about that one yet. Here, let's do this one. We're gonna make these guys famous.
For the ones who know safety isn't a catchphrase, it's a culture. And the ones who help make sure everyone makes it home safe. For the safety-minded who watch everyone's back.
Hold on, there's a commercial.
Gang member's house in Lamesa while arresting him
Can
on
you guys
child
hear this?
pornography charges. The search of the home carried out by SWAT officers and the Lubbock Anti-Gang Unit happened on Monday. This is what authorities say 37-year-old Andrew Moore had inside his home on County Road 14. Detectives say he had multiple weapons, gang memorabilia, and electronics, all related to current investigations. Authorities say he has affiliation with the Bandito Motorcycle Club. Moore was wanted on a charge of possession or promotion of child pornography with intent to distribute.
Crazy. It's crazy that these guys would be even involved. It's insane. But we're going to ask these questions to people that will give us the right answers. Then he gets caught with all those weapons and cuts and everything. So what happens when someone gets caught like that? I don't think it ends well for them. So in other news, the other people in the case that we talked about yesterday have been sentenced. The remaining, I think 2 more of them were sentenced. I believe they got life. I'm not sure exactly the number that they got, but they were all sentenced. We got a lot of great stories coming up for you guys. Not for nothing, the sheriff is an investigator with the cut. He probably has some dirty ones also. Those without sin cast the first stone. Hey, you never know, right? The sheriff could be doing whatever. Who knows? Hey, Chris, what's going on, man? That's why we run background every 6 months, because you never know what some does in the dark. That's a great thing. Now, what happens if someone slips through the cracks and say they're on the registry or something? And have you ever had that happen, Chris? Have you ever had that happen where you check someone out and they come back? Not good. No, not for online. I get you, man. Well, shout out to you. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be one of these guys that get caught up with this bullshit craziness. But there's tons of cases that we're going to be talking about in the next couple weeks. I hear that. I have so many shows dropping. Shout out to the Heathens Motorcycle Family. Shout out to Manny Vitale. Make sure you guys go check out Manny Vitale's YouTube channel. My Fight, Our War. I'll put a link in the description. I'll put a link in the chat. Make sure you guys go subscribe. We're trying to get them to 1,000. Much love and respect to you too. Hatchet, I appreciate you taking the time coming on here. Oh man, it's not lying, but we treat him bad in there. We got so many interviews dropping. You guys are really going to like these interviews. Shout out to Thomas from Thailand. He's originally from Denmark. He's involved with a motorcycle club that he started. It's pretty insane. It's a huge group. And we're going to talk about that. We talk about all kinds of stuff during his interview. Here, let me show you a picture. That's Thomas on the right. The club he started is huge. They're in a whole bunch of different countries, and they are absolutely huge now. They have chapters all over the world. It's a pretty interesting interview. It's about an hour and a half long. I have interview with the secretary of the Heathens, the president of the Heathens, and a prospect. So we get all aspects of this club, and they're pretty cool. They're really, really down-to-earth people. Go check them out. The Heathens Motorcycle Family, the Desert Crew. They're on Facebook, and they're raising money to help one of their brothers that was involved in an accident. So there's a GoFundMe page. I sub to that channel. Looks interesting. Thanks for doing that. No problem. He's got great interviews. He interviewed me Sunday in person. It was really cool. So I explained a lot of crazy different things on that interview. It was Sunday. I'm not sure when it will drop, but it was a good experience. It's in-person interview, so I think I'm going to hit the road soon and start doing some in-person interviews. Maureen, how are you? Thanks for joining me. People say they like the in-person one, so might as well go do that. I think you guys will like what I got going on. Let me see if I got a clip I could play you guys. I do got a couple shout outs I could play you. Wrong video. Oh, shit.
I'm Thomas Goofy Vestergaard, and I'm chatting with Staxx.
He tells me a story on how he got kidnapped and duct taped to a chair. Insane. And you want to hear this story on how he got out of it. It's crazy. It involves a motorcycle helmet and a baseball bat. Insane.
Hey, I'm Misfit, Heathen's Desert Crew MF, and I'm chatting with Staxx.
That one's coming soon.
Yo, this is Hazmat, Heathen's Motorcycle Family. We out here in sunny Arizona chatting with Staxx.
Boom. We got a lot of interviews dropping. I appreciate everyone that watches this show. You guys are great. You can advertise a bit and get Insane Wheels to come over. Definitely. Shout out to Insane Wheels. Shout out to Biker News Canada. Go subscribe to him. I think we should do it Friday at noon. Definitely. Whatever time, man. I want to interview you on a pre-recorded interview, too. Because I want to get your story, like, you know, get some pictures in there and really make it more like a mini documentary. But definitely. I appreciate all you guys that watch this show. Got tons of content on the way. Don't miss. I think it's part 4 of the Death Marauders interview. And if you want to donate to the show, you can hit up the Cash App at Chattin with Staxx. Or you can hit up Venmo, PayPal, Super Sticker, Super Chats, Zelle. Any way you want to donate, every dollar is appreciated. And if you want to be a guest on the show and you want to tell your story, hit up my email at BillStaxx2021 and we'll make that happen. Hope you guys have a great day. If you like this show, hit the like button, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend, hit the notification bell so you can get my videos every time they drop. And if you don't like this show, you already know what to do. Start your own podcast. I appreciate everyone, and don't be a bitch.
And all new at 5, a major organized crime bust. 23 people under arrest now accused of stealing guns and cash.
Today, police revealed 4 organized crime groups are wreaking havoc.
From aggravated robbery to kidnapping, burglary, and more. Let's take a look at this. New pictures from court documents in this case. These are a few of the people who have been charged. And investigators say the money, tens of thousands of dollars, is all stolen.